News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 98.3 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Missoula is surrounded by winter storm warnings. Good morning, everyone. Montana Morning for Wednesday, March 8th, 2017. Exactly 32 degrees. It's raining in Missoula, but there's heavy snow going on all around western Montana. Our newscast this morning sponsored by Selway Armory on Stockyard Road. With more guns and ammo than anyone in Missoula, the best prices in Montana, Montana's premier firearms dealer. Missoula is virtually surrounded by winter storm warnings this morning as several very wet systems will be moving through the area. Meteorologist Leanne Allegretto with the National Weather Service said the mountain passes are already being affected.
There are severe driving conditions issued over Lookout Pass, and there are chains required going over Lolo Pass currently for towing units. And we've been monitoring webcam imagery from all the mountain passes, and it looks pretty bad up on Lolo and Lost Trail.
Allegretto said that an even bigger snow system is headed to the area Friday and Saturday.
The big snows that are going to happen Friday and Saturday will mostly remain in northwest Montana, north of I-90. However, there is a chance that the Arctic boundary that we're expecting to spill over the divide could make its way towards I-90 sometime between Friday and Saturday. We're still unsure yet. It's a really challenging forecast, but our confidence is increasing it's shaping out to be a real snowy period for our mountains, and if not, most of the valleys.
Allegretto provides the actual snow amounts expected through the week into the weekend.
From Thursday into Friday, so about Thursday evening through Friday evening, it's going to be another foot of snow at Lolo Pass and between 15 and 17 inches at Lookout. Now, at Lost Trail, we're only expecting an additional 1 to 3 inches during that time frame because this system will move north.
There are winter storm warnings again listed all over the mountain passes surrounding Missoula at this time. The Montana Highway Patrol may not have to cut their troopers after all. The agency would have lost 27 positions as part of Governor Bullock's plan to trim spending across state government. However, the House Appropriations Committee yesterday unveiled a budget that rejected funding reductions at the agency. Attorney General Tim Fox had expressed alarm over the proposed staffing reductions and said his office was blindsided by the cuts. He said the cuts presented a public safety issue. The governor's budget director, Dan Villan, noted that the budget now before the Appropriations Committee increases outlays for other branches of government but is proposing deeper cuts to the governor's office. He said the proposal being drafted by the Republican-controlled committee could slash 3 full-time positions from the governor's office. Missoula police had to deal with yet another hit-and-run incident on Monday evening. According to Police Public Information Officer Travis Welsh, the situation began as a simple fender bender, but ended up with felony charges.
2 vehicles entered a left turn lane northbound on Reserve Street at the intersection of Expressway. The second car actually bumped in and rear-ended the first car. The drivers actually got out and spoke for a minute and agreed to pull off the road and exchange information. However, the second vehicle continued on its way without stopping.
Welsh said no injuries were reported from the incident and that the driver of the rear-ended vehicle played a major role in the arrest of the suspect.
The driver realized that the second was not following as he said he would, and they actually turned around and located the other vehicle in the 5500 block of Expressway. They pulled in such a manner as to block him from leaving, and then they called 911.
In the end, police charged 66-year-old Robert Watney for felony DUI. It's at least Watney's 4th time facing DUI charges. A 19-year-old Wyoming man has pleaded guilty to shooting and killing a couple and wounding their daughter after the family tried to help him along a roadside on Montana's Crow Indian Reservation. Jesus Mendoza pleaded guilty Tuesday in U.S. District Court in Billings to killing Jason and Tana Shane and wounding their daughter near Pryor in July of 2015. The Worland man faces life in prison on 2 counts of second-degree murder and other crimes under a plea agreement with federal prosecutors. He offered no motive and denied prosecutors' claim that he asked the Shanes for money prior to the shooting. His attorneys said Mendoza ingested a considerable amount of the synthetic drug spice prior to his arrest. Montana's special election for the U.S. House seat previously held by Ryan Zink is set for May 25th, a date special for many Montana school kids because it's a common date for graduation. This coincidence has rendered many polling places unusable. It has caused a headache for Missoula County Elections Coordinator Rebecca Connors, who said 7 polling places are now out.
Those
schools that we've received had feedback from was Chief Charlotte School, Cold Spring School, Franklin School, Lolo School, and Russell School. And then we also have Franklin, Rattlesnake, and Lowell School that are all still under construction from the big construction bond that they're doing. A
fourth of Missoula's 28 polling places won't be able to be used May 25th, but Connors is working to find other options. No matter what solutions are reached, though, the polling place dilemma will affect a lot of people.
These polling place locations, they affect about 26,000 voters in Missoula County. Statewide, there's roughly 20 polling places that election administrators are not able to secure, which is affecting over 50,000 voters. Ravalli County, they lost the Hamilton Gym. They're not able to secure that, and they're having a tough time being able to find alternate locations, and that polling center services 8,000 voters.
There's a short time for all this planning to be done. Elections coordinators have to have all their polling place locations lined up before April 25th. Governor Steve Bullock dragged out his veto pen this week, this time vetoing House Bill 202, which would have expanded whistleblower protections in Montana. Representative Kurt Wagner, the author of the bill, said he sponsored it after hearing complaints from state employees.
It was brought about by a lot of state employees coming to me and saying they couldn't say anything to me about certain matters of public concern. Obviously, I disagree that they should be able to come to me and tell me anything they want of public concern.
Wagner said the veto may not be the end of the bill, but the bill may be replaced by the legislature.
I got the veto letter here, and it's interesting. They said it was awfully broad, and it was purposely made broad because anything that's of public concern that they want to bring to a legislature, they should be able to. There is an opportunity to override it, but we have a follow-up bill. We're hoping the governor will sign that one. It's a little more specific to waste, fraud, and abuse.
The second whistleblower bill is House Bill 208, which would receive a hearing in the Senate Judiciary Committee later today. Authorities say a woman was killed and 2 other people injured in a head-on crash east of Logan. The Bozeman Daily Chronicle reports 38-year-old Nicole Pierce of Manhattan died at the scene after an SUV and a car crashed into each other on a frontage road east of town Tuesday morning. The names and ages of the people who were injured have not been released. Highway Patrol Sergeant Patrick McLaughlin said one vehicle may have been passing another when it crashed into a third vehicle. Investigators did not say which vehicle Pierce was in. Our news talk time now is 6:12.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Look for a wintry mix of rain and snow today with our high temperatures topping out in the low 40s. It will be breezy with wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Rain changes back to snow this evening with 1 to 2 inches possible. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECA 13.